Welcome back to AI Verdict. Today we are breaking down the massive new engineering upgrade for Google's Antigravity, which is their agent-first AI IDE. Now, for anyone who needs a quick refresher, an IDE is basically the workshop where developers build and test software. And Antigravity is completely changing the game by letting AI agents do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. This new update, it takes things to a whole other level.
So what's the big deal here? Well, Antigravity gives you free access to some of the most advanced AI models out there inside what's called an agentic environment. And what that really means is it's a workspace where the AI isn't just a tool, it's more like a junior developer, or a team of them, that can actually work on its own to tackle complex tasks for you. That whole idea is the key to everything we're about to see. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture engineering upgrade. Then, we'll get into what I think is the most important part, reusable agent skills. After that, we'll cover the smarter, faster, safer improvements to the agents themselves. Then, we'll see how Antigravity is becoming an all-in-one workspace, and we'll finish up with a quick look at the new usage rules.
So kicking things off with this engineering upgrade, you've got to understand this is way more than just a few new bells and whistles. It's a fundamental change in how Antigravity works with you. It's really moving from being a simple coding assistant that just writes what you tell it to being a true engineering partner that gets the bigger picture and can actually help you plan and execute.
Okay, now for the main event. This is the biggest, most significant part of the entire update, the introduction of reusable agent skills. Seriously, this is the concept that really unlocks the whole engineering partner idea we were just talking about.
So what in the world are agent skills? Well, think of them like specialized playbooks for the AI. You can take all that unique knowledge about your project, your specific ways of doing things, your standard procedures, and package it all up into a reusable workflow that the AI can pick up and use anytime. And this right here shows you why that's such a game changer. You know the old way? You'd have to explain complex stuff, like how to integrate a specific API over and over again in every prompt. It was tedious. Now, you just define it once as a skill, and the agent is smart enough to find that playbook and use it all on its own when it needs to.
And the result of all that? I mean, it's pretty huge. You get faster builds because you're not reinventing the wheel every time. You get way more consistent results because the AI is always following your best practices, and you get much higher quality testing. It just takes so much of the manual effort and guesswork out of the equation.
Let me give you a real-world example they showed. One skill was created to handle all the server management for a crypto exchange. A second skill laid out the exact step-by-step process for adding a new trading pair. And with those two skills in place, a developer could just type add arbitrum pair, and bam, the AI automatically kicked off that entire complex workflow. Incredible. And really, that's the whole point. This is what turns Antigravity from just a smart text editor into a self-guided assistant. It understands your project's context, and this is the crucial part. It follows your rules and your standards every single time. It's like cloning your best engineer's knowledge.
All right, so we've seen what these agents can do now, but how are they doing it? Let's pop the hood and look at the upgrades that make these agents smarter, faster, and maybe most importantly, safer. First up, the agents are now way better at multitasking. They can run multiple processes at the same time, which is perfect for those long background tasks like running a huge test suite. And it's not just thinking about one file at a time anymore. It's thinking about the entire system, the whole workflow. And for a massive speed boost, they've integrated Gemini 1.5 Flash. Now this model is built for one thing, speed. It's specifically optimized for those quick, back-and-forth actions that AI agents need to perform, which makes the whole experience feel so much more responsive. And check this out. We're not talking about a tiny improvement. The Flash model plans and executes tasks in about half the time of the Pro model. That's a 50% speed up. I mean, that's half the time you're sitting around waiting, which is just huge. Now, of course, with all this new power comes the question, is this thing safe to use? And Google has a pretty good answer for that. They've added a brand new secure mode that puts some serious guardrails in place. Basically, this mode puts you back in the driver's seat for all the critical stuff. The agent has to ask for your permission before it can run terminal commands or execute JavaScript in a browser. It also locks down file access, so it can only touch things inside your project workspace. And super important, it respects your gitignore file, so you don't have to worry about it accidentally leaking secrets. Okay, moving on, anti-gravity isn't just getting deeper, it's also getting wider. It's expanding beyond just being a place to write code and is really becoming this central hub for your entire development process.
For instance, check this out. Jira integration. We all know how annoying it is to constantly switch back and forth between your code and your project management tool. Well, now you can just highlight a to-do comment in your code and tell the agent, hey, make a Jira ticket for this. Done. No more context switching.
And this next one is just wild. The agent can literally take control of your web browser. This is a total game changer for things like building prototypes and running tests. It can spin up a proof of concept for you and even test your code live in a real browser to make sure everything works perfectly.
And it's not just limited to testing your own apps. The agent can automate all sorts of tasks across the web. Need to pull some data into a Google Sheet? Done. Want to crawl a website and grab all the logos and fonts for a new design? It can do that. It can even help you draft emails in Gmail. The possibilities are kind of mind-boggling.
All right, last but not least, let's cover the practical side of things. With all this new power comes a ton of new demand. So Google is putting some new rules of the road in place when it comes to usage limits.
So here's the deal. To keep the platform running smoothly for everyone, they're adding weekly usage caps for AI Pro users. Now, if you're a casual user, you honestly might not even notice. But if you're a power user who runs these agents for hours on end, you might hit those limits. The good news is, the AI Ultra tiers are still unlimited, and Workspace Ultra users get even higher and more frequent refreshes.
So, to wrap it all up, what's the big takeaway here? It's that these updates, especially agent skills, are fundamentally redefining what anti-gravity is. It's not just the tool for writing code anymore. It's becoming a genuinely powerful engineering partner that can learn your processes and help you build better software faster.
And that leaves us with one last really big question to think about. As our AI tools get this good, as they become less like tools and more like actual partners, what does that mean for us? What is the new role of the human developer in a world like that? It's a fascinating thing to consider as we move into this next era of software